My name is Trevor, and in this video, I'm going to tell you the full story on how I went from being a completely broke college student to making over $10,000 a month 150 days later. I'm going to walk you through the whole thing, how it worked, what happened. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So first things first, we have to go back to 2020 because I was a senior in high school in 2020, and just like you guys, COVID struck out of nowhere, and it basically forced all of us to go back home and not have to go to high school. And basically, just like most people during that time, I began playing a lot of video games. I began gaining weight. I began being like slightly anxious and depressed during that time. But during this time of realization, it was actually a blessing in disguise because while those negative things were starting to happen, I actually caught it. And during this time of reflection, I started to realize that I wasn't really sure on where my life was going to go because I was a senior in high school. I didn't really have anything that I was particularly passionate about aside from sports. The major that I was planning to go to college for was in mechanical engineering, and I had like no real passion for that. It was just kind of something that I just picked just because like I think the money was nice out of college and all that stuff. It was just like just kind of spontaneous. And then on top of that as well, I looked at the corporate life and I thought it was total cringe. Like the idea of sitting in a cubicle, trying to act like you like a bunch of people that you don't, waking up at the same exact time every single day, driving in the same exact car every single day, wearing the same exact clothes every single day, and then going through all that and then barely making enough money just to get by. And then like you go on one vacation a year, you save up for your pension. It's like, dude, I want to go on 100 vacations a year, not one, right? And so during this time of reflection and COVID, I started to realize that I wasn't really sure on what I wanted my life to look like. I didn't like the idea of just going down the traditional path that we were brainwashed to live. And so with that being said, I started looking outside of the box a little bit, and I downloaded an app that you guys are all pretty familiar with, but at the time it was the first time I downloaded it. I actually downloaded TikTok. And I started scrolling on TikTok, and when I started seeing people post videos about how much money they're making or how they're making money online, it started to catch my eye a little bit because of this period of reflection. I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life, and so these videos were very marketable to me. And in the beginning, to be totally honest with you guys, I thought just about all of these people were like scammers. I was like, dude, they're just like trying to sell me something, or they're lying about how much money they make, because I was very closed-minded. Like I said, I didn't really know a path outside of the traditional path that I had been brainwashed to live. But after analyzing these people a little bit and studying them over like the course of a couple months, I actually realized that most of those people were incredibly smart and that they weren't special at all. They were actually just very smart with what they were doing, and I realized that I could do the same thing. I started to convince myself that I could do it, yeah. And so I was also very pissed off because my entire life I had been brainwashed to go live this traditional life, and I saw people 17, 18, 19 years old making the same money as doctors online. And regardless if they were lying or not, it got me on the path that I am today. So it is what it is. Now, with that being said, I just want to say, like, I totally respect anybody who does want to go down that traditional path. It's just not for me personally. I don't want to live a mediocre life, right? I didn't want to work a 9-to-5. I didn't want to work a boring job. And now, ironically enough, I didn't want to work a 9-to-5 job, but now inside of my own business, I'm happy to work from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. So it's kind of funny how that works. Like, it's not necessarily that I didn't want to work. It was that I didn't want to work on stuff that I don't care about. Okay? So with that being said, I realized that I needed to get my shit together. I was depressed. I was gaining weight. I had no real discipline. I was playing video games all day. And I realized that if I want to make money online, I need to get my shit together first. Because if you just like go and start trying to make money online without fixing yourself first, you're just going to keep failing. And so I started getting in the gym. I started focusing on building my discipline. I started realizing that I need to acquire more skills. I need to experience more things. I need to cut the crap. And the biggest thing that I realized is that we call this the rule of three. There's skills, time, and money. And for me, I wanted to make more money. So I realized that I had to trade. And basically, this is how the rule goes. You have those three things. If you want one of those, so if you want money, you need to trade the other two to get it. If you want money, you need to trade skills and time to get money. If you want skills, you need to trade money and time to get skills. If you want time, you need to trade money and skills to get your time, right? And so I was like, well, dude, I have no skills, so I need to invest money and time into building skills. And then when I have skills, I can invest skills and time into getting more money. And I can keep rinsing and repeating that process until I'm eventually old enough where I don't want to work all day, maybe as I start to build a family or something like that, where I will trade money and skills in order to buy my time back. That's basically the rule of three. And so I started going down this path of acquiring as many skills as I possibly could and dialing in my mindset as good as possible. And then in late 2020, my freshman year of college, so I actually went to college, I showed up there, I started going through that whole experience. That's when I actually attempted my first business model in the fall of 2020, which was dropshipping. And I tried it for a grand total of 2 days before I realized that it wasn't very good. It wasn't a very good business model. And then after that, I ended up trying affiliate marketing. And so ironically enough, for those of you who know my story, I actually found a little bit of success with affiliate marketing. I did it for about 5 to 6 months. And I actually made a decent amount of money with affiliate marketing. It wasn't anything like life-changing or crazy, but it was enough to make me realize that this is actually possible and this game is real. But I quickly realized that after doing that, affiliate marketing isn't the best business model out there because it's very hard to scale. Like you can make a couple dollars here and there, you can make a little bit of money here and there, but in order to go big, you need to either run paid ads, which if you know anything about how margins work with paid ads, it doesn't work very well because you have to spend money and then you get paid a percentage of the product that you sell. So like the margins are super, super tight. Or you need like a massive social media brand. Like, you know, like fitness influencers have their own affiliate products. They make good money on that. But realistically for me, I was just like a normal kid in college. So couldn't really see a future for how that would work for me. Anyways, then I came across the idea of doing remote sales, more specifically appointment setting, because again, I was still in this mindset of I need to acquire skills. And I started realizing that like, yeah, affiliate marketing is okay. It's like a decent business model on paper, but if I want to go really big in this game, I need to do what everyone else is doing. And I had a pretty dark realization when I started analyzing all the people that were talking about different ways to make money online. You know, one guy over here says dropshipping is the best business model. One guy over here says affiliate marketing is the best business model. Well, what do all these people have in common? They actually all sell their own online course or coaching program. And so this ultimately led me down the path of realizing that that truly was the best business model. Now, you can question people's morals and people's ethics, but if you were to create an audience on social media and you have an online course or coaching program and you have good ethics behind it and you actually have a good product, that truly is the best business model. It's the best way to make money and it's the best way to serve people. And so I realized this. But again, just like with the affiliate marketing example, I was just an ordinary person. So I realized that I needed skills first, which led me down the path of doing appointment setting first, where I'd go in and I'd do sales for one of these companies. I'd make money, I'd acquire skills, and I'd see the inside of their business so that I could prime myself and get myself ready to eventually run my own one of these businesses. You go in and you actually do the work. And so I actually ended up getting one of my appointment setting clients. I jumped on an interview, and in 2021, I made $3K a month. Then after that, I made $4K. Then after that, I made $5K. And then really in those days, like I was just doing a lot of watching YouTube videos, improving my skill, and actually also doing the work, obviously. And actually made $5K a month in 2021, in the spring of 2021, so still in my first year of college, while in college. And I actually had the nerve and the balls to drop out. And the main reason why is because I was like, if I can make $5K a month part-time, imagine what I could do full-time. where you have all of the time that you were spending in college, you have all of that funneled in, and also there's no ceiling to how much money you can make. So even if I did keep going down the college route, I could keep making more money. But now you have the time also. And so I ended up having the ugly conversation with my parents, and I told them that I'm dropping out. It definitely wasn't a pretty conversation, but they understood, and they were supportive of it, which is awesome. Shout out to you, Mom and Dad. But anyways, after doing that, I actually ended up meeting up with my current business partner. His name is Alex, and I was doing appointment setting for a company. I met up with him, and we actually started our own business. And so inside of that company, I was doing appointment setting. Met Alex. We started building our own offer. And we also, this was my first experience working with a mentor here. And again, you can talk about the quality of online courses and mentors and whatnot. You objectively can't sit here and say that like courses are scams or mentors are scams, but you can say like some products are low quality and whatnot. But for me, getting a mentor for that first time right there was the thing that ultimately changed my life. I invested a lot of the money that I was making back into a mentor. I made the uncomfortable decision, even though I wasn't really pulling in that much money, and ended up hiring a mentor that was going to help us. He was going to help us build our offer. He was going to help me nail my appointment setting skills even further. He was going to teach me high ticket sales. And so when I look back on it, and I'll talk about this more in a second, but I went from zero starting appointment setting to making 10K per month 150 days later, because I made 3K my first month, 4K my second month, 5K my third month. And then after that, we exploded. A large majority of that is due to the fact that I decided to work with a mentor, because looking back at it, what took me 150 days, I think it would have taken me close to 3 to 5 years if I didn't get help and I just kept going on my own. And like, you can be successful on your own, but like, good luck. Like really, good luck if you want to try and just be successful all on your own and not get help from anyone. Anyways, hiring the mentor changed our lives. The business I was working in, we had 50-50 stake. We scaled it to 50K per month. There were obviously expenses involved. It wasn't 100% profit. I was doing appointment setting, and then I also learned closing, working with the mentor. Me and my business partner basically agreed that we were going to start paying ourselves 10K per month inside of that business, keep a little bit in the business for expenses, and then you also have like profit and all that stuff. Decided to pay ourselves 10K per month take home. And then basically like 2023 was a full year of grinding. So I went from looking into ways to make money online, finding something that was like, okay, didn't work the best, quit that, go back to zero, then trying appointment setting, getting to 5K per month in 3 months, then starting a company with my business partner where I was doing appointment setting and sales still, scaling that company to 50K per month, and like 3 to 6 months later, we start paying ourselves 10K a month, and my life changed, right? And then basically I was doing appointment setting and sales, and high ticket sales. And for anybody watching this video who's like familiar with that, I was doing both of them at the same time. So it was essentially like 2 full-time jobs, which is doable. And basically for the entire year of 2022 and partway into 2023 as well, I was doing both of those every single day, appointment setting and sales. It was a full year and a half, almost 2 years of just like all out grind. But it was worth it. And then in 2020, in late 2023, we actually hired an appointment setter. So I didn't have to do that task anymore. I just did high ticket sales. And I actually realized that I like working. And more importantly, I also realized after having a little bit more time to myself, I reflected on my life changing over the past little bit of time here. And I realized that I actually now have a genuine passion for helping other people go through the same thing, because my life changed. I know what it's like to be where you're at right now. And I also know the feeling of getting to where you want to be. And I wouldn't trade it for a thing. It's worth it. And so basically, I now started a company where I help people follow in my footsteps to go through the exact transformation that I went through, without having to go through all the wasted time analyzing people and trying bad business models and whatnot. And the main premise of what I actually teach now is the concept of building skill sets. The reason that most people fail with making money online is because they don't have enough skills and enough value that they can offer to the marketplace. And that's exactly what we focus on when I go in and help individuals. So if you feel like I did a few years ago, where you're like stuck, you don't want to work a corporate job, you're not sure on what you want your life to look like, you're sick of having to worry about the price of things, and you eventually want to live the nice life. Maybe you want to move to a coastal city, maybe you want to live in your dream apartment, and you want to kind of like fast track your way to get there. What you can do is you can check out the link in the description where I can show you exactly how I was able to take one of my students, Jared, from $0 to $1,000 in 17 hours of doing appointment setting. I made $1K in 17 hours. And then on top of that as well, if you're interested in one-on-one help from myself, you're like, Trevor, this video struck a chord in me, I want to work with you. You can book a call in the link in the description, and you can apply there for one-on-one coaching. Or if you want to check out more of my content first, maybe this is your first time seeing me, you can go watch other videos and you can basically see if I'm legit or credible based on some of the other content you watch. But yeah, guys, like my whole goal here and my purpose with creating this YouTube channel is just to help people, whether it's inside of my one-on-one coaching program or it's just with the free content. So if you enjoyed, let me know. But other than that, you guys have a fantastic rest of your day.